Mike, did you do the second?
Yes.
Okay. She's going to attempt to hear from here, and if she can't, then we'll make some modifications because she needs to be able to record everything. Well, welcome and thank you all for your presence this morning. We'll move forward with our agenda. First item is that we entertain any public comments. Madam Clerk, has anyone signed up for public comments this morning?
Yes, sir. Give it to Mike.
James,
Our state representative, James
Thanks.
White.
Okay.
Well, first of all, to the court and to the officials, good morning, and to all the people that are here as well. I just wanted to, before I tell you a story, just wanted to stop by and let you know that we're always extremely proud to represent you in the Texas House of Representatives. But real quick, we don't have much time here. Let me just say, I ran into the parking lot the other day, which is really a dangerous place for an elected official in the Walmart parking lot. Lady pulled me aside and she asked me, what is going on with the county? And I had to ask her which county, because I have 5 counties that I represent. There are 254 counties throughout the entire state. And it was on this issue about the Army. Okay. And she was just saying how there's so much confusion. So I just wanted to know from her what the confusion was. And she talked about the county commissioners' meetings leading up to the vote. So there were meetings that were posted. She talked about legal opinions, and she stressed the last word, opinions. Okay. And then she said the money was distributed. Now, I know this is on the video, and I hope people don't take this wrong. But I remember one day when I was a grad student at U of H in political science. And in the country at that time, there was just so much gridlock and it's so much dysfunction. And the professor reminded us in politics, especially in democracy sometimes, when it does look dysfunctional, it's probably working as it should. Because I told this lady at the end of the day, the people are still in charge, you still got to vote, and there's always an election coming up. The judge and I, just up front, transparency, we've talked about this. I know a lot of people want to know 2 things: what could be done and what should have been done. Okay. There is a methodology of getting an independent answer on what could be done. I think some of that has started with an attorney general's opinion. It could, not totally confirmed yet, but it could involve a joint effort with the county judge and another elected official, asking the attorney general not to come in a criminal format, but in a fact-finding format. But saying that, there's a distinction about what could be done and what should have been done. What should have been done are usually questions that are answered by voters at the ballot box whenever that occurs. But what could be done could involve the county judge and another countywide official asking the attorney general in an independent format to come in and look at what could have been done under the federal rules and statutes at that time. The judge and I, we've talked about this. I'm generally someone skeptical of public investigations. Okay, all right. If you're going to do an investigation, just go on the executive committee and figure it out and go do the investigation. Okay, but and the judge knows where I am on this. on those agenda items as they are written, I think it's fair for voters to ask what could have been done according to the rules and the statutes. But I think there are other ways that we can ask that question, Judge. And maybe those two agenda items, we could put those aside for right now. If you want an independent look, there is a route to go to an independent look without those two agenda items. Because at the end of the day, you want the answer, right? Okay. And just you and another elected official just asking that question of the AG, and they come in and it'll just give you an answer. Okay. And some people will like the answer, some people won't like the answer, but you'll get an independent answer. So lastly, I just always tell constituents, there are probably two elected officials. I think usually we need to let them do their jobs. It's okay to run down the elected official in Walmart and call him a name and tell him he ain't gonna vote for me. Fine. Our district attorney and our district judges, I think at the end of the day, we want them to be in a position where at least optically, we believe they're making decisions based on the Constitution, based on the law, and not by public opinion. So I just, the district attorney and the district judge, by state law and by the Constitution of the state of Texas, they're state officials that are elected locally. Okay, and I would just counsel, let's let those folks just do their job. Okay, and let's let the issues come to them as it should in their capacities. And if we want an independent answer, we think we can get you an independent answer without complicating the district judges and their decisions and the attorney general. So that's my opinion. Judge, I love serving with you. I only have a few more months to serve with you. I love serving along the commissioners here. I'm proud to be a Tyler County citizen. And just remember, at the end of the day, and I can be confident in this because I'm not going to be running again, so I don't have to worry about you voting on me in the next few months. At the end of the day, you got the last word. You're the voters.
Amen.
So just go vote. God bless you.
Thank you. Okay, that'll conclude our public comments and take us to item number 2, and that's tabled items from a previous meeting. Mike, I believe you've got that one on the appointment of elected officials to serve on the open position.
I still don't have anybody.
Okay.
Judge,
Yes,
did you serve on that?
for a brief period, yes.
Okay. You know much about it?
Just that the county has a seat on this. There's about 32 seats in this configuration of this tri-county, and that an elected official from Tyler County is who has served in that capacity over time. There's also a public member too that served, Mr. Benny Martin from Chester, has been on it for quite a while. But they are looking to fill that with an elected position.
Okay. I've been contacted by Mr. Barty about that position. I saw it was elected official, so I
Yeah.
didn't know,
Yeah.
if you were on it or what. So
I had been at one time.
how often do they meet?
Mike, I believe it's once a month unless they've changed it, but this has been several years ago. We've had several positions on that through the years, or persons, I should say, to fill those positions.
And I've reached out to you. I keep getting voicemail. So.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll take us then to our consent agenda, Roman number 3. And Madam Clerk, do you have some minutes that you'd like for us to act upon this morning?
I do. There's April 11th, April the 25th, and April the 29th.
All right. Gentlemen, I'll entertain your motion to receive those minutes.
I'll make a motion to receive the minutes.
Thank you, Mike. Who was the second? Buck, thank you, Buck. Okay, so that's receiving of the minutes from the 11th, 25th, and 29th. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? The motion carries unanimously. We have our standing monthly reports that are before us, unless there's a request to set any of them aside for consideration. We will take them under consent. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is that you, Joe?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. We do have a motion with a second to receive the monthly reports by consent. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? And there's none. That'll take us to our resolutions, proclamations, and orders. Mike, I believe you have all three of those, the first one being a proclamation and the second two being resolutions.
Yes, I'd make a motion to approve a proclamation to recognize June as Elder Abuse Prevention Month.
Okay?
Second.
And there's a second by Buck, I believe, for the proclamation. Comments or questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. Please continue, Mike.
Resolution approved, item B is resolution approving a memorandum of understanding between Tyler County and Comas Mill Independent School District, formulating the responsibilities of the county and CISD for grant application and management of HMGP project. And I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Second.
And Buck has a second on the motion. Comments? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Mike, item C.
Resolution to submit the completed application to Texas Department of Emergency Management for the FEMA HMGP BR 4485 grant funds on behalf of Comas Mill Independent School District. I'll put it in the form of a motion.
Second.
And Joe has a second on the motion for Mike. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries unanimously. That takes us to Roman numeral 5 under our consider, approve, and informational section. Mike, you've got the first three.
Madam Auditor, do we have any budget amendments in line?
Okay.
Hopefully we'll have no action on it.
No action on item A. Takes us to item B.
Accounts payable, I make a motion we pay our county bills.
Second.
There is a motion, I believe Buck said second on that. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. Item C.
Going out for bids for a used track hoe no older than 2020 for all 4 precincts to split. We were basically putting that on the agenda to discuss it, but with Stephen not here, well, we can go out for bids, I guess.
Okay.
John, really wait. We just table it. We got all these. We don't know once we go out. for it.
Probably better if everybody was here to say something, if they had.
Judge, I'll make a motion with table. Item C.
Okay. There's a motion to table on item C. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, item C will be tabled. Commissioner Stirk has item D. Is anyone going to put that before us in his behalf?
There's a maintenance agreement with Otis Elevator through the buy board to service the courthouse elevator and the lift in the county clerk's office. And I think we had some other vendors that was wanting to give us a bid on that or something. It seems like
Going with this, because they got their stuff on the buy board, we're already in a maintenance agreement with them, but because they've received a grant to be on the buy board, it will significantly reduce our monthly payment.
I'll make a motion, we approve maintenance agreement with Otis Elevator.
Thank you, Mike. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Joe. Comments or questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. Item E, Commissioner Blacksher.
Yes, sir. Approve the purchase of a 2022 Chevy Silverado pickup from Caldwell Chevrolet for Precinct 1. And I put that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Thank you, Mike, for your second. Comments or questions?
I just need, actually, I don't know if you remember, I'd ordered it a while
Yeah.
back and then had to cancel, and they never got the cancel. And they said, hey, we got your truck. So we got 2 that we're fixing to more than likely replace because they're hazardous, so.
Very good. Any additional comments? All in favor, aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. You also have item number F.
Yes, and I've spoken to her this morning and she's going to withdraw.
Okay.
So.
No action?
No action on that.
Okay. It takes us to item G, Commissioner Marshall.
Yes, sir. I've spoken to Renee and we're going to hold off on this till budget workshop.
Okay.
So no action.
No action on item G. Takes us to item H. Commissioner Hudson.
Yes, that says award bids for the used wheel loader, but actually we have to open them. We need to change,
Okay,
that needs to say open bids. And
so no action.
No action.
No, he wants to.
We need to
can we
open them.
amend the?
Okay,
Can we amend it?
I'll
And then
make
go ahead and
a
open.
motion to amend it. to
thank you,
open
Mike. Okay, you do have the motion to open. Buck, you want to do the second?
Second.
Okay. All right, let's vote on opening the bid was stated. So all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay. So do we open it, Mike, or?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, she's working.
Oh, okay.
While it's doing its thing, we only received 2 bids, but
Associated Supply Company of Beaumont and Doggett Machinery.
What was the first one, Meg?
Associated Supply Company
Associated Supply Company was the first one, and then
and Doggett Machinery.
Doggett Machinery was the second. And then whenever you get it open, if you just want to share the details.
Okay, Associated Supply Company bid for $199,500. And Doggett bid for $203,000.
What brand? No one from John Deere.
Doggett's a big round deal. wouldn't it?
Doggett is John Deere.
And she's gonna go downstairs and print this off for you and run it back. This is case.
Case.
The Associated Supplies case. Do y'all want to hold off while I go print those out?
Well, we'll probably put it on the agenda at a different time,
Yeah, we
right?
will.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's good. We just want to open them and see what they were.
Okay.
okay.
We're good.
So just for clarification, it says award bid, but we just did the open based upon the amending of the wording of that. So just so we've done that, and then it can be on a future agenda to try to award. Thank you. Item I, Commissioner Blackshear.
Yes, sir. I'll make a motion that we hire James Evans from Iglesias Law Firm, PLLC, for County Road 1700 Kimball Creek, County Road 2810 Billings Creek Bridge projects, right-of-way land acquisition to be paid out of right-of-way fund. Put that in form of motion.
Okay.
Second.
There is a motion. Commissioner Marshall has a second. Comments or questions?
This is going to be 2 bridge projects, one for precinct 1 and one for precinct 2. And the state's going to come in and build us a bridge, but we've got to get the land because there's not enough right-of-way for the bridge. It's a single-lane bridge, and this is going to be more like a 2-lane concrete. So we got to have the right-of-way, and I've been working on it for a long time, and we're finally right there. So
Any additional comments or questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
And sounds unanimous. Item J through N, Commissioner Marshall, those are yours. Item J,
Renew maintenance agreement for secure signatures with Tyler Technologies. I'll put that in the form of a motion.
okay.
second.
Is there a second?
Yes, sir.
Was that Joe?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. There is a motion with second. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Item K,
paying Washburn and Company land surveyors for the buyout grant. Payment will be reimbursed by the grant. I'll put that in form of a motion.
Second.
Okay, there is a motion. Commissioner Hudson had the second. Comments or questions?
I'd just like, I mean, this is, Barlow Lakes is the biggest area, I believe. I don't know if there's any other places that are not good. Do you know offhand?
There is a place here in town, but that may be, we could explore it separately. I just have to get a clarification. Ken has been working on that on behalf of the county, and he might be able to articulate that. What we could do, Mike, is just state that any of these buyouts
Sure.
would be
Yeah, it
covered
covers any of them.
by that, yeah. For that to be clarification.
Mike, the reason that we're having this on the agenda is this company would not do the work without half down. So that's when the grant administrator asked us to put on this, so we can pay it, get the job done, then they'll request the money, and then we'll get it back.
Any additional comments? Are you ready for the vote? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
It sounded unanimous. Thank you, gentlemen. Item L, Mike.
Renewal of county insurances, auto liability, auto physical damage, general liability, law enforcement liability, and public officials liability. I'll put that in form of a motion.
Okay, there is a
Second.
motion. Was that you, Joe?
I'll take it.
No.
Yes, sir.
Buck, had the second. Thank you, Buck. Comments or questions? Usual and customary. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, it sounded unanimous. Item M, Mike.
Yes, sir. Replacing the fencing for the break area at the back of the tax office, assessor collector's office. The old fence is looking pretty bad. It really needs to be replaced. I put it in the form of a motion.
Okay.
Second.
There is a motion, Joe. I think Buck had the second. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed or abstaining? Motion carried unanimously. Item N.
Auditor's annual report.
I would ask for that to be tabled. There's a couple of more components that I need to add to it.
I make a motion to table the auditor's annual report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
And that was Joe that did the second. Okay, motion is tabled. Commissioner Hudson, you got item O.
Yes, this is a, to do with our subdivision rules. It's a preliminary plat for the Tier 2 plat, a plat located in Tyler County Precinct 4 off FM 1943 East and County Road 4520. And I think he did turn in all of his paperwork, and this is just to approve it preliminary. So I'd like to put it in the form of a motion.
There is a motion.
Second.
Joe had the second.
Yes, sir.
Comments or questions?
Buck, did he go through the process of application and everything through the clerk's office?
Yes.
Okay. I talked to Jed this morning and showed him, what we had going on. And there's two things that, that guy's gonna have to do. He's gonna have to either make it a flag lot, because those two lots can be landlocked by using private access. And, so if we have that, we need to, probably get Jed to look at it.
Yeah, I spoke with him and told him we were gonna approve the preliminary, what he turned in, and then we'll get back with him when we discuss it more. But what it is, two of them touch the county road, and the other two are accessed by an easement over some other property there by the Swearingen Cemetery Road.
Yes, sir.
So he's got his plat drawn up, he turned in his application, and I'm gonna get back with him.
Yes, sir. And what he was suggesting this morning, to be compliant, they probably need to draw that into the property and not an easement, because it could be, potentially, it won't comply with our subdivision regulations.
Okay, any additional comments? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Buck, you also have item P.
Yeah, item P is the resignation of Buck Hudson as the DECCOG representative and appointing Commissioner Joe Blackshear as my replacement. I've been on the board for probably close to 2 now, I think 2 years.
June is going to be
Yeah.
2.
And so I'd like to resign and let Joe pick up that.
Okay. So the accepting of the resignation
Put it in front of
and
you.
the appointment, all in one motion.
Right.
Okay, is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Mike. There is a second. Comments or questions? All in favor, aye? Any opposed or abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. Gentlemen, as you know, I have the next two items on there. It came after a period of time of trying to seek a path of resolving this ongoing issue. State Rep, I don't know if he's still in here or not, but thank you for your comments if you're not. We did visit prior to court. He did, as he said, alluded to a conversation that we had ongoing yesterday. And so I have looked at what is creating such a challenge within our community that we can't seem to get past. And there's been a couple of avenues that have sought this resolution. However, there's been an invitation extended in behalf of doing something to try to bring some resolution to this. And then I've spoken with a number of attorneys to try to understand what the court should do, could do, if anything, that would bring peace. I think that this has been probably one of the most disturbing events that I've personally experienced in my now 16 years in county government. It's been very, very disappointing. So the idea behind all of this, and this is all of my wording, this is all of my contemplation of just trying to find out how we can resolve this. And after putting all of these pieces together, this is what I put before you, is just a support of what was extended to us. And then it begged the question, what would be the next step? And then that's expressed in item R. So I'll put it in the form of a motion before us on item Q. Is there a second? I'm sorry? No second? Okay, motion carries or fails from lack of a second. Item R, again, same thing. I'll put it in form of a motion. Is there a second? And motion fails from lack of a second. That takes us to item 6, and that's comments by the court pertaining to matters of county government. Is there anything?
I want to say something, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
Everybody wants peace, and this has been like one of the most hectic years to be a first-year commissioner. It has. It's been crazy, but I want peace, and I want things to go right. And in my mind, we got an AG opinion coming, okay? If it says, hey, you guys need to give the money back, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I think we can come to a resolution then when we get the AG opinion, work together and make it right. I really believe that we can do that. But, you know, all the accusations and stuff, I mean, golly, I'm not a bad guy. These guys aren't bad. The judge isn't bad. None of us are. I mean, we went by the information we had at the time. And if we made a mistake, we made a mistake. And this is Joe Blacker speaking. We made a mistake, we made a mistake. But when we get that AG opinion, we'll have a bearing and guidance to how to proceed. We will. So at that time, when we get it, let's all take a look at it. I mean, is that agreeable?
Are you asking?
I'm asking you, is that agreeable?
You're specifically asking?
Yes, sir, yes.
Do I have permission to address the court?
Any objection for comments from the public?
I have something I want to read, all I was going to say.
Can y'all speak up a little louder? Y'all, would you talk a little bit louder?
Oh, you'll hear me when I get to read.
But anyways, I want it to be right. I do. I want it to be right. And when we get an HE opinion, you know, we'll just go from there. I mean, I want unity.
I'd like to read this statement.
Okay.
Regarding items Q and R on the agenda. First, it demonstrates a profound ignorance of the relationship between the office of county judge and the state prosecutor. A county judge and a commissioner's court have nothing to do with a DA or a law enforcement agency's decision to investigate or not investigate a crime. A county judge and commissioner's court have absolutely no power over this decision at all, and attempting to influence that decision is completely improper. It is very concerning that a county judge would place such an item on the agenda and purport to subordinate a state prosecutor's official discretion in criminal matters to the will of a governing body that is completely irrelevant and powerless over such things. Second, it's interesting that the people who have been claiming for months that a crime was committed have never once called the police, such as the Texas Rangers or any other law enforcement agency. Here's a basic civics lesson. If you think a crime was committed, you call the police. You don't go to a Facebook page and you don't set it as an agenda item at a commissioner's court in some attempt to publicly manipulate people for political purposes. Unless, of course, your goal is to simply tarnish the reputations of people you don't like. Law enforcement agencies such as the Rangers or the AG investigators do not need the DA's permission or even his invitation to investigate crimes in Tyler County. If the county judge thinks a crime was committed, nothing is stopping him from calling one of these law enforcement agencies. He apparently has not done that. Or if he has, they have declined to do anything because everyone knows it's ridiculous to ask a police agency to prove someone's innocence. People are innocent until proven guilty. The state has the burden to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You don't call the cops and ask them to go prove someone's innocence, which is what the judge wants us to do. And the cops certainly don't take orders from a county judge or a commissioner's court. Third, we have already contacted the Attorney General and asked for an opinion about the ARPA payments. We're waiting for their response. If a statute was violated, it would be a statute that contains no criminal or civil penalty. These so-called concerned citizens have a right to vote every 4 years. They do not have a right to demand that the justice system bend to their will. These people have no background in law or in law enforcement, and it's too bad that our county judge has placed this item on the agenda, apparently in cahoots with these people, using his office to improperly influence a matter for outside his authority. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, Joe, you had requested some feedback a little bit earlier.
I don't
that's
want to
fine.
hear no more feedback. I'm
I
done. But
don't know offense, but I don't think you have that authority to make that.
You don't
decision.
think so?
No, I do not, sir.
Well, you're wrong.
Well,
Unless
Just-
somebody
just,
rules.
just for peace,
Let's
just for
be
peace,
peaceful.
let's just
Yeah.
continue.
I think we're all represented by members of the court, either countywide or precinct-wide. We certainly all have that opportunity to comment directly to them and express our interests or our concerns. And let's seek a path of peace that I think was posed for us in the previous month's meeting right in here.
I'm gonna seek a path for official oppression is what I'm gonna seek. That's what I feel like's going on right now.
Okay.
Trying to sway an election.
Nobody's trying to.
Okay,
Nobody wants to hear nothing from you either.
Hey, look, Mike,
let's maintain.
Can I ask a question?
Certainly.
Okay. We have asked the Attorney General for an opinion, correct? And if I'm not mistaken, he said that it could be up to 6 months before you could get an opinion, and it's been 2 since it was sent in. Am I correct?
It was in February.
It was in February, so he has 6 months to respond. So, I mean, basically what this is asking has already been done. I mean, we're waiting on the opinion. So I just wanted to clarify that. I thought I was right, but anyway.
This is not the first attack on our auditor, just for everybody's information that don't know what's going on inside the county business. This has happened several times, and it just keeps continuing. So, and got a little bit more help now, so we got some people trying to push it.
Mike, would you?
Okay,
allow me-
please,
I'm
please,
gonna allow you to do that.
Would you allow me, please? You had several opportunities.
quiet, please. Okay. That gets, any other comments on behalf?
Get on Facebook, do it.
Okay, that'll take us to executive session. Is there a motion for executive session?
Yes, sir. I make a motion, we go in executive session.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay. At this particular time, we would ask everybody except the Commissioner Court members to exit the courtroom.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would step outside, go down the steps, please. Well, we'll go downstairs. I stuck in the elevator section. Somebody left my wallet.